Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my quick little video on how to prepare an examination plan or a cross-examination plan. To our left, we have a Word document, which I will send you. I'll send you a blank one. To my right, I've got the case file from the OBA. I've converted it into a Word document. I'll send that to you as well. What we're doing is we're harvesting facts from this document and we're moving them over here into our plan. Plan basically consists of goals and questions. So you start out with your goal. This is just one way of doing it. Everybody has their versions of it, but they all look something like this. So our first goal in examining a witness, if it's a direct exam, is to introduce the witness to the court. So in this case, we don't have a lot of biographical information on Perry Hilliston, so we'll just say, how old are you, Ms. Hilliston? Or, Ms. Hilliston, can you tell the court how old you are? She'll say 19, I believe. Looking at, it's probably over here somewhere, what her age is. Maybe it doesn't say. Whether she's probably 19 if she's in a club. 20, it doesn't really matter. That would just add color to the case. We'll ask her if she's in school. She can say whether she's, in school. Again, that would just add color. Our next goal is to say, to flow through the facts in chronological order. The first thing we want to get is that Justin Bieber was involved in a fight and he lost the fight. That's important to the Crown's case because it establishes a motive for, brandishing a weapon, pulling out a gun or something. So we have to say, can you recall where you were on September 3rd, 2010? This was just cut and paste right out of here, actually dragged from over here. And I'll show you how to do that. Next question might be, do you recall any particular events that transpired at the club that night? If we establish that she remembers where she was. And at that point, she can say something to the effect of, yeah, so this stuff. You want to decide how far you want to go in the answer here, but we're just going to drag this. And you'll see how it leaves the text here and just copies it over here. I like indenting it myself, so I'm going to indent it. I know you know how to do this. And color code it. The witness is going to have to memorize this, but this is our plan, so we can cut it word for word out of here. You might decide whether you're going to ask whether you're friends with Justin Bieber, but at this point, I think this witness could just offer that information. It'll probably be, this relationship will be explored more closely in cross-examination. But I don't think we have to worry too much about that. So, the trick to this is deciding how far you go, how far do you want this witness to blabber on until you get to the next question. Our goal here is to say he was in a fight. And to really hammer home that he lost that fight. So here the witness has offered up that, surprise, surprise, Justin Bieber was in a fight. Now we want to get to this point. It's really important to get this point across. Maybe that they were outnumbered is probably good too. The fact that he got beaten. Because we really want to emphasize it, we don't want it to come across in a long monologue. So again, we want it separated out. So our goal now is to ask a specific question about this fight. So we've asked, do you recall any particular events that transpired at the club that night, blah, 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 blah. Justin Bieber was in a fight. At this point, I'm going to suggest the witness stops and allows our lawyer to ask another question. Something like, can you recall any details about the fight? That's kind of nice. Again, you see I like to indent this. Well, there was a lot of pushing and shoving, but no one really got hurt. Justin Bieber basically got beat up by the other side. He lost, however you want to say it. I don't know anyone on the other side. It was basically 3 or 4 of Justin Bieber's friends against 4 or 5 on the other side. The confrontation ended when someone shoved Justin Bieber really hard and Justin Bieber fell down on the floor. That's where that goal ends. We've accomplished that goal. Our next goal, goal number 3, would be that Bieber shouted out a threat involving a weapon. Highlight that. And then the fun continues. We'll just keep harvesting information from here, dragging it over until we have a completed plan. What you do is, once you've got your plan complete, you print this off, you bring it to court, you put this up on the podium, and then as you get this critical information from the witness, you check it. And if you fail to get it, you put a circle or an X or something, see if you can go back. Let's say this witness forgot to mention that Justin Bieber was in a fight. You could say, you mentioned that Justin Bieber had a drinking problem. Do you recall if Mr. Bieber was drinking that night in the club? And then that might trigger the witness to go, oh, yeah, he was really kind of drunk, and yeah, as a matter of fact, he got in a fight. So you're allowed to build on the testimony that has already come out. And that's not necessarily a leading question. It might be leading, but it's not a contentious leading question. So there you go. I hope you understand how we go about building an examination plan. I'm going to send you a blank document that looks like this. I'm going to send you this document over here, the facts of the case, or really anticipated witness testimony. And I want all the lawyers to start building these plans like this, and then we can look at them in our next meeting and just decide, where we want one monologue to end and the next monologue to begin, and so on. All right, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next Law Society meeting.